This is All India Radio. Children's Hour.
The students of Kendriya Vidyalaya Hebbal, 12th grade science section, are all set to share their views on the preamble of the Indian Constitution, especially making an impact ensuing Republic Day celebrations, the 26th January 2022.
मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा सुर की नदियाँ हर दिशा से बह के सागर में मिले बादलों का रूप लेकर बरसे हल्के हल्के मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा तो सुर बने हमारा मिले सुर मेरा तुम्हारा.
Ma'am, I'm very excited about the ensuing national festival, the Republic Day.
Oh, yes, I'm excited too. Will we have virtual flag hoisting this year?
I believe it's gonna be virtual only.
I am so excited that we are here to record on air on this auspicious day.
Yes, ma'am. And speaking of the Constitution, did you know that the idea of it was first proposed by Dr. M. N. Roy in 1934?
But Shreya, who is Dr. M. N. Roy?
Dr. M. N. Roy, formerly known as Narendranath Bhattacharya, was an Indian revolutionary, communist, and political theorist who eventually gave rise to the modern 20th century India.
Well, that's something I didn't know, but I do remember reading that the chairman of the drafting committee was Dr. B.R. Ambedkar and Dr. Rajendra Prasad was elected as the president of the Constituent Assembly after our independence.
In fact, the Constituent Assembly formally adopted the Constitution on 26 November of 1949 and was implemented from 26 January of 1950.
So, kids, you understand the struggle and the time taken by our countrymen to implement the Constitution of India on 26 January 1950.
Yes, ma'am. So, how long did it take to create, adopt, and enforce the Constitution?
Shiksha, it took nearly 3 years to create and enforce the Constitution, and that is a really long time.
Indeed. Do you know what the heart and soul of the Constitution is said to be, Samiksha?
Is it the preamble, Revati?
Yes, it states that we, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic,
and to secure to all its citizens justice, social, economic, and political liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship, equality of status and opportunity,
and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation.
In our Constituent Assembly, this 26th date, November 1949, do hereby adopt, enact, and give ourselves this Constitution.
But what does sovereign, socialist, secular, and democratic mean?
Great question, Ayush. Sovereign means we, the people of India, have the supreme right to decision making, meaning we have the final say as to what happens to and within the country.
Oh, wonderful.
Socialist means wealth is generated socially and hence should be shared equally by the society. This means the government must regulate the ownership of land and industries to reduce socio-economic inequality.
Wow. Does that mean there will be no disparity between the rich and poor in the years to come?
Kids, that's been one of my dream projects to see every Indian enjoys the same socio-economic status and no one will be called as rich or poor in this country.
Definitely, ma'am. There will come a time in the near future where everyone will be socially equal. With economic growth, there will be a higher average income.
Indeed, Charita. Secular people are free to practice any religion without any interference from the state, as long as it does not endanger any individual.
How fantastic!
Also, Ayush, democratic is a form of government where people enjoy equal political rights, elect their rulers, and hold them accountable, just like late Srimati Sushma Swaraj, the first female spokesperson of a political party.
Oh, yes. Women can now excel in all fields. We have Miss P.V. Sindhu, who is the first Indian woman to win not one but two Olympic medals. We also have Biocon's Kiran Mazumdar Shaw.
सृष्टि करी चालू ऐक्यतान
મળે સૂર જો તારો મારો બને આપણો સૂર નિરાળો.
Also, everybody, what does republic, justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity mean?
I'm sure we all can help you with that question, Ravi. Republic, the head of the government, is an elected person and is not a hereditary position. This means if a person is elected as the head of the state or the country, it does not necessarily mean that their children will be too.
Justice. Citizens are prosecuted before the law regardless of their social, economic status. Am I right?
Yes, indeed you are. Such as Swikriti, a scheme for promotion of transgender equality and justice in the government of Odisha.
How beautiful.
Liberty. There's no unreasonable restriction on the citizens in the way they express their thoughts and act the way they want.
So, Samiksha, does that mean I am allowed to write anything on a social platform?
Yes, Siksha, but only as long as it does not offend an individual and obeys concerning guidelines.
Equality. All are equal before the law. The government ensures uniform opportunities for everybody. For instance, on 6th September 2018, the Supreme Court unanimously ruled that Section 377 was unconstitutional as it infringed on the rights of autonomy, intimacy, and identity thus legalizing homosexuality in India.
Fraternity. All of us should behave as members of a family and shouldn't treat another as inferior.
Oh, like wearing the same uniform to school. It sure makes us feel like a family, doesn't it, Shreya?
I agree, Shiksha. Besides, the Indian constitution also enlists certain core duties that every citizen is expected to perform. These are known as fundamental duties.
These duties are in the nature of a code of conduct. A duty is something that someone is expected or required to do. Since they are unjustifiable, there is no legal sanction behind them. As you will find, a few of these duties are vague.
Is respecting our teachers in the school also our duty?
Yes, Shivnesh, it may not be written in the constitution, but it is a moral obligation.
These duties, which are performed by individuals, give real meaning to the rights that we have. Whereas all the rights are recognized by society, some of the most important rights are recognized by the state and enshrined in the constitution. Such rights are called fundamental rights.
These rights are fundamental because of two reasons. First, they are mentioned in the constitution which guarantees them, and second, they are justifiable and enforceable.
The Constitution guarantees 7 fundamental rights. Shall we list them all?
Yes, the first fundamental right is the right to equality, such as equality before the law, no discrimination, equality of opportunities in public employment, and the abolition of untouchability.
The second right, right to freedom, gives freedom of expression, freedom of association, individual freedom, and freedom to lead lives with dignity.
Oh, like how the student of CBSE put up their grievances to the Supreme Court regarding their board examination. It was given a decision which had to be universally accepted.
Exactly, Ayush, you're right.
The third right, right to freedom of religion, which allows an individual to follow and practice any religion they want to, such as Sir A.R. Rahman, who was born a Hindu and converted to Islam later on in the year 1988.
Right number 4 is the right to constitutional remedies. It allows a person to move to the Supreme Court if they want to get their fundamental rights protected.
The fifth right is right against exploitation. This prohibits human trafficking and forced labor without payment. Exploiting an individual is against the law.
Yes, I always see children of my age selling various ways to survive. It is a sad reality.
Indeed, it is an illegal practice to employ children and is punishable by up to 2 years.
The sixth right is the right to education. It is compulsory to be educated from the age of 6 to 14 years. Government schools provide free education to all the children, and the schools will be managed by school management committees. The right to education, the Indian Literacy Program, and the Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, a few of the many initial programs launched by our government.
Last but certainly not least are our cultural and educational rights, which belong to all sections of society. It saves their culture, script, or language. The state shall not discriminate on the grounds of religion or language in providing aid to ethnical institutes.
But Charita, what exactly is a right?
Rights are rules of interaction between people, Revati.
Or more precisely, it can be defined as principle of freedom or entitlement and are normative rules about what is allowed by people according to a legal, social or ethical concord.
Hey Ayush, what does ethical refers to?
Shreya, ethical or ethics refer to set of moral principles that sets a standard for right and wrong.
I have a doubt. What if someone was denied their right to freedom of speech while trying to communicate for a certain group of people? They would want to know regarding compensations which could be granted in a petition. And what could their other potential alternatives be?
Okay, so there was a similar case like that, and this is what the government did. In the case of MC Mehta versus Union of India, 1987, Supreme Court hearing 1086 dealing with a writ petition filed for closure of certain units. The Supreme Court observed that when violations of fundamental rights are brought to the notice of the court, then a hyper-technical approach should not be avoided to meet the ends of justice.
The court is prepared to accept a letter complaining of violation of the fundamental right of an individual who cannot approach the court for justice. There is no reason why the application for compensation which has been made not be entertained.
We must, therefore, hold that when a person finds that his fundamental right has been violated, he can, in that event, seek remedial assistance under Article 32. The power of the court to grant such remedial relief may include the power to award compensation in appropriate cases.
We must emphasize the word in appropriate cases because we have to make it clear that it is not in every cases where there is a breach of fundamental rights committed by the violator that compensation would be awarded by the court in a petition.
The infringement of fundamental right must be gross and patent. Either such infringement should be large scale affecting a large number of people, or it should appear oppressive on account of their economically lacking position to require the persons affected to pursue in the civil courts.
Ordinarily, of course, a petition under Article 32 should not be used as a substitute for enforcement of the right to claim compensation for infringement of a fundamental right. This is one of the ways the government can help people find justice.
இசைந்தால் நம் இருவரின் சுரமும் நமதாகும் திசை வேறானாலும் ஆழிசேர் ஆறுகள் முகிலாய் மழையாய் பொழிவது போல் இசை நம் இசை.
Do you all in particular enjoy certain privileges in the present Free Republic of India?
Oh yes, Shreya. There are several scholarship and reservations which increase the convenience and accessibility of education for the backward communities, such as various scholarship for the nation, state or minorities, or the National Science Congress. Also, like the national scheme of scholarship for college and university students.
Yes, this scheme has been operational since 2008. The objective of the scheme is to provide financial assistance to commendable students having family income of less than rupees 6 lakh per annum to meet a part of their day-to-day expenses while pursuing higher studies.
Did you know that the annual target of this scheme is 82,000 scholarships per year? That is 41,000 for boys and 41,000 for girls, which has been divided amongst the state education boards based on the state's population in the age group of 18 to 25 years.
Oh, does that mean this scheme is going to help 82,000 students per year? Wow, we must thank the Education Ministry of India.
But Shiksha, what is the eligibility criteria to get the scholarship?
Shreya, the eligibility criteria is students who are above 80th percentile of successful candidates in the relevant stream from a particular board of examination in class 12 and are pursuing regular course and not availing benefit of any other scholarships. They are eligible to apply under the scheme.
Oh, is it Charita?
Yes, Samiksha. Also, the rate of scholarship is rupees 10,000 per annum for the first 3 years and rupees 20,000 per annum for the 4th and 5th year.
The central sector scheme of scholarship for college and university students is covered under the Direct Benefit Transfer DBT with effect from 1st January 2013, wherein the scholarship is being dispersed directly into the bank account of the beneficiaries.
Oh, isn't that wonderful?
Truly, and I am also privileged to have a healthcare facility nearby. Healthcare, basic facilities, and good infrastructure are very important for social well-being. People get treated without bigotry. A special thank you to our school for providing vaccines to us students, and a big hats off to the frontline workers who risk their lives for our well-being.
Yes, Ravi. The government also announced financial compensation for the care of children who were orphaned by COVID-19. The government will support them under a fund set up by our Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji until they are financially stable.
Oh, how wonderful! I am a dancer and singer as well, and I am very privileged to perform on various platforms and stages to exhibit my talent. For example, the Sakura Exchange Program is an initiative taken up by our government which brings the best out of our students.
The social science exhibition also provides a platform to showcase various cultural activities and models regarding one state from India and one country from the world.
My, how insightful!
I really adore the diversity in our culture. I get to experience and participate in many festivals, dances, songs, art and culture without any restriction, such as the Bhasha Sangam program, initiated by the Education Ministry of our nation with the aim to promote language learning among us students.
Yes, I do enjoy the diverse festive cultures. I am privileged that schools give me an opportunity to play sport I like and represent myself and my school at national levels.
What sport do you play, Samiksha?
I do enjoy playing basketball, Shivnesh.
Marvelous! What level have you played in basketball, Samiksha?
The SGFI, Shreya.
But what does SGFI stand for?
It stands for Sports and Games Federation of India.
Undeniably, there are many programs and sessions which I am fortunate to be able to access for my mental well-being, as many teenagers are undergoing stress, depression, social anxiety or peer pressure.
Such as the COVID hotlines that address our grievances as students and also provide further mental counseling.
Oh, is it?
Yes, Shiksha.
And speaking of privileges, I am privileged to present myself here and to put my heart out to speak on All India Radio.
Certainly, we all are indeed privileged to enjoy the legacy of freedom secured by our forefathers.
I agree. We enjoy these privileged beliefs because of the maintenance of social harmony and peace between the people in a structurally layered society.
A country so rich in cultures and so full of beauty. We have our motherland that is filled to its brim with vastly different religions and communities. And it's amazing how well we get along with our fellow countrymen in spite of these differences.
We only have to take a quick look around to spot some wonderful moments of social harmony that I'm sure will brighten up your day.
Beyond caste and religion, the inmates of a jail fast for Ramzan together. To show solidarity, all inmates of the Ludhiana jail decided to fast during Ramzan. Inmates in the jail also celebrated Diwali and Guru Nanak with their Hindu and Sikh inmates in the same festive spirit.
Oh my god, that is really an amazing level of amity.
This reminds me of another case. In Mumbai, Ganesh Chaturthi and Bakra Eid were celebrated in the same hall. Muslim devotees were seen performing prayers inside a Ganpati prayer hall when the members of a small association saw that the mosque could not accommodate all the devotees and thus invited them to the same hall to pray in peace.
Similarly, Kunhelu, an 18th century goldsmith from the Malappuram district of Kerala, fought alongside his Muslim brothers against land corruption and is a legendary martyr. To this day, people gather every year to pay homage to the man, regardless of their religion.
Rais Balle Khan and Hafiz Balle Khan, the Khan brothers, are familiar names in the world of Hindustani music, performing Hindu devotional songs at various temples and private venues.
Oh my God, so many live examples, and you kids are well aware of what is happening in our country that you have quoted today by sharing your views on this day. I am happy that all of us are eagerly looking forward to virtually watch the celebrations of Indian Republic Day on this 26th January 2022. Hope we all will have a good time.